The greatest fighter of all time, me, I'm about to go double back and go back to Anderson Silva. Just how he looked and how he reigned in his prime whenever he was ruling was just something like I'd never seen before, you know, and he did a lot of things that I don't think a lot of people thought were possible. So, yeah, for me, he's the greatest of all time for me.
For me, it would be between GSP or Demetrious Johnson. It's those two. It's just I think the opponents they fought and just their history. I mean, Demetrious is still going, but their history, I think, speaks for itself. And you know, if I had to like really pick one, it'd probably be GSP. But who knows? When Demetrious is retired, we would have to look at it again.
Greatest MMA fighter is Khabib, no question.
100% Khabib.
I don't know, man. That's such a hard question to answer. I like all types of guys for different reasons, and what I value, I think, differently than what I think other people value is definitely not the same thing. Like I think that the fighters that carry themselves the most honestly, paired with like very high level skills, I think are the guys that I look up to and I deem as the greatest, because I think that they're not only doing something great in like a little world, they're doing one in the actual world too. So I mean, Khabib's got to be on that list for sure. Demetrious Johnson has to be on that list. People sleep on Aldo, but like Aldo's been the man for forever. Like the guy was undefeated for like 12 years. And I just like the way that all those guys like present themselves.
Greatest MMA fighter. I really love Royce Gracie, man. He was one of the reasons why I started watching, and he was representing the gi. So that's when I was thinking that it would be the me in the future, you know.
Yeah, I would say GSP. GSP is a legend, and Khabib also, you know, is a guy up there. But these are the two guys. GSP and Khabib are the two guys that, for me, are the example of perfect careers. You know, GSP has 2 losses, but he avenged both of them. So in a way, he's kind of undefeated. But he retired a champion. He came back, became a champion again, and retired. So they're comparable. I wish they could fight. You know, dream fight, the two of them against. Yeah.
It's hard to go against the GOAT, man, Khabib, but I'm happy to go with Khabib.
The greatest fighter of all time, in my opinion, it's Jon Jones, and my favorite fighter too. Because he has like a different skills. He's a complete fighter. He's good at ground, good at striking. He was good at everywhere, you know.
The greatest fighter ever, maybe GSP, I'd say, or you know, Jon Jones never lost either, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know about how it all worked out, the legacy and things, we'll see, but I mean, badass fighters, yeah, both of them. GSP, cleanest, sharpest, smartest, one of the smartest.
Anderson Silva. Just the memories that he put on everybody, you know, those knockouts, the playing, the finishes, I think Anderson Silva.
I'd say Khabib or Khabib, just because not only did he end on top, but now he's teaching all his guys the exact formula to do what he did. So it's almost like he figured out how to solve the puzzle to the point where he can mass produce it. So yeah,
Good one.
Thanks.
Good one.
Thanks, because at first I was like, everyone's gonna say Khabib, but then I was like, you know, I got a good reason though. So yeah, there you go.
My pick, greatest MMA fighter of all time, would probably be Anderson Silva. I think his run and who he had to go through and for how long, it was pretty impressive and hard to stop.
Humble opinion, Anderson Silva. What he was able to accomplish for how long and then the way he was doing it, man, I've still yet to see somebody repeat that.
Greatest fighter of all time. I feel like as far as dominance goes, I got to go with GSP. He's definitely up there. He just has such a crazy good style. Like, he's a striker that turned into a wrestler, which is really interesting to see. I think Usman could definitely be on the come up as far as that goes with just the dominance, but I'm taking GSP for sure.
I think the greatest fighter of all time, if we're just looking at the grand scheme of things, I think Anderson Silva is the first one that pops up. And the reason why is obviously just the amount of title defenses. I think he was 8 title defenses, I believe, or something close to that. But not only that, but just the way he the way he defended, the way it was almost like it kind of reminded me a lot of like Mike Tyson in the 90s. You know, it was like, oh, okay, you got another victim for this guy. Then they send him up to 205, and he does the same thing there. You know, and then of course age catches up to you at some point. But to me, if I had to pick the greatest fighter of all time, it'd be Anderson Silva.
The person that pops up into my head is Jose Aldo. I think he's incredible, and I think he has staying power, and he has evolved himself. He's a champion, man. I love that guy. He's one of my heroes.
I don't have just one right now, but a lot of the Brazilian Minotauro, he's a legend. Oh, was it here? Yeah, Minotauro is a great friend, man. We chat sometimes. Sometimes he sends me a message on WhatsApp. So again, despite being a legend, he respects me as a person as well. So I give him all props just for being a great guy as well, not just a fighter. But yeah, you know, Minotauro. I gotta put Anderson Silva on there. You know, and then you got. Yeah, I don't want to be biased, just the Brazilian fighters, but you know, I mean, they're a little bit older now. Those guys, you know, Chuck Liddell again, he's up there as well. Randy Couture revolutionized the weight class as well. So those guys, yeah.
It's a lot of fighters, I guess. Like everyone who's in the Hall of Fame, they're great. So, and another great fighter, he's still like fighting, and he's not in Hall of Fame yet. I'm talking about Andrei Arlovski. So we'll see. But it's like many good fighters for sure.
Khabib is the greatest. Inside the cage, outside the cage, one of the best human beings you can ever meet. Changed many lives, changed my life, and I'm grateful to be part of his legacy.
What up, everyone? Shaq here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comments section, who do you think is the greatest fighter in MMA history? Is it Georges St-Pierre with the dominance in the two-division reign? Maybe Khabib going undefeated. Jon Jones is now a two-division champ as well. Obviously, Anderson Silva and that historic winning streak in the mix. And shout out to Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson, who I feel like doesn't get enough love when it comes to this conversation. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, tapping the bell, hitting thumbs up, leaving a comment. All that stuff goes a long way to helping the channel grow. I hope you enjoyed UFC 290. Feel free to share your predictions. And of course, tune back here every week for exclusive fight interviews and more content ahead of fight weeks. Take care and enjoy International Fight Week.